At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song.
So Dillian, we are talking off limits. So the question is anything off limits? Anything at all?
I ain't got nothing to hide, so whatever you feel to ask me, fire away.
So we're here at Sheesh Restaurant in Chigwell.
Yeah.
It's quite the celeb hangout, isn't it? Harry Kane's a regular here, and yourself.
Yeah, it's a nice place. I've been coming here for years, you know. I've been coming here from long time ago, you know, and it's built over the years. My career got better. I come in more often, I get more recognized here and stuff. So yeah, it's just one of those places. It's low key for me as well, so I just come, have lunch on my way through. It's a good spot for meeting for people as well. So yeah, I've been a few years now.
Now, your popularity seems to have risen, doesn't it, over the years with the British public? Are you enjoying it now?
Yeah, you know, it has, because I've been working hard, I've been true to the cause, and I've been myself all the way through, you know. I've reined a certain things, certain aspect in a little bit more now, because as my profile is getting bigger, I'm reaching out to more people on social media and stuff, so I have to behave myself a little bit more now, but you know, I've been myself all the way through up until now.
What do you think people like about you? Is it perhaps you're a straight-talking guy, you shoot from the hip a lot?
Listen, what people think about me, I don't care. If I say something about you, when I see you, I'll say it to your face. I won't blame somebody else. You just fought a lot of sandbags and just knock them over. Sorry, but that's my opinion. He's fighting granddads, to be honest. I could smell his breath. I don't like the smell of his breath. I just speak my mind. I say what I think, and you know, that's it. You know, I'm quite upfront. You know, I mean, I'm respectful to everyone. You know, but I don't take no crap from people also. So. But that's how I've always been, and that's how I've had to be. That's how I've had to be in my whole life to get by, you know what I mean? Especially where I was born and where I was brought up, so I've always had to be, you know, my parents always said to me, always say what's in your mind. If you don't feel right about something, always say it, always speak up, and that's what I've done my whole life. So just a natural, everyday occurrence for me, to be honest.
Let's just talk about growing up then, because you spent your early years growing up in Jamaica. What was that like?
It was hard. The only thing was it was hot, so it was nice. It was always hot all year round, but it was hard, you know what I mean? My mum left me when I was 2 years old to come here to work and stuff and whatever, but you know, she took up all the older kids before me because they could help with other things. So I didn't see her for, I think 11 years or something. I didn't see her bounce around from one family to another. My dad was there. My dad's old school and he's hard. My dad's mindset is, if you're not dead, you was okay. That's my dad's mindset, because that's what his dad taught him, and that's how he was brought up. So he taught me that, you know, that's just like, oh, you know, not to complain about anything, just get on with it. You know, if there's still life in your body, you was all right. So that was it, you know, just battling from one place to another, going 3-4 days, 2 days without eating food and stuff, but just learning to survive. That taught me how to learn to survive and how to adapt to different situations from an early age.
Yeah, what are the tough times taught you, do you think?
Just teach me to be patient and just adapt and make the best of my situation, you know. There's always someone in a worse situation, and that's one thing, the tough time my dad taught me, just be adaptable and just never give up and just always stay focused and driven. You know, and that's one of the most important lessons I took from my dad.
Well, you moved from Jamaica to the UK.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? What was that like?
It was a bit of a culture shock, different people, I spoke differently from everyone else. I had a different mindset from everyone else. Like, kids my age was like way beyond me, because I've been surviving and been looking after myself for years, so I was already advanced in certain things, in the way I think and things I was doing.
Did you find it hard to fit in, do you think?
When I was younger, I did, because I came here at an age where when I started going to school, everyone already farmed their packs, because like people was in year 6, year 7, year 8, whatever. Everyone already farmed their pact, and I was that guy that spoke different from everyone else. You know, I still do now. People still take the mick out of the way I speak, but they learn quickly that it wasn't a good idea to take the mick out of the way I speak and stuff like that, because, you know, unfortunately, you know, I had to defend myself because people was taking the mick, and then I started knocking a few people out at school, and then it just all changed.
You became a father at a very early age.
Yeah.
13. What was that like? Was it hard? Shock?
It was
Do you
hard,
remember
but
it? Do you remember?
yeah, it was difficult. We have been through so much in life. We're just like, this is another thing I had to do. To be honest, I don't know anything else. It happened so long ago, and from I was so young, I don't know anything else, and it's just a part of me, you know, having kids from a young age and finding a way for them and mapping a future out for them. You know, that's all I know, to be honest.
Has it helped shape you, do you think?
Yeah, it does. You know, in these hard fights, it does, and in life, it does as well, because I know what I'm fighting for. You know, I haven't had any silver spoon or any help in life. You know what I mean? It's just been me and a few people around me very close to me, and, you know, just doing it for my family, you know.
You've been, shall we say, very open, candid, honest in
Yeah.
the past
Yeah.
about your past.
Yeah,
I read
yeah.
recently you've been shot, stabbed 3 times,
Yeah.
and even kidnapped. I mean, that's quite the life already.
For me, you know, I got into the wrong company, started hanging with the wrong people, you know what I mean, because trying to fit in and following people and stuff like that, and then one thing led to another, and the next thing I know, I was getting in trouble all the time. Thank God, God was watching over me and stuff, you know, and I made the right decisions, and, you know, lead me to where I am now.
Where do you think you'd be without boxing?
In prison or probably dead, you know, that's the simple truth of the matter. I'm grateful that I find sport and I found discipline, you know, because I've always had desire and I've always had drive, but I didn't know what I was doing with it. I always enjoy fighting. I was always fighting all the time. I would fight sometimes 2-3 times a day, just literally just fighting, you know. People on my estate would be getting bullied and stuff, and I would actually fight for them and stuff like that, so, you know.
What makes Dillian Whyte tick?
Just the drive to look after my family and to inspire people, like other kids in my neighborhood and in the rest of neighborhoods and me, to see that someone similar to them can come from nothing with loads of setback and loads of, they've been written off at school, by the government, everyone, been written off by everyone basically. If you stay dedicated and stay driven and stay motivated, you can get there, you know, and that's what it is. My family, and to inspire people from all backgrounds, but mainly I want to inspire people from similar background to mine, as worse, to show them that hard work and drive and dedication pays off, because that's what it took, you know. That's what it took, you know. It's always people backing against me or writing me off or saying that I'm not gonna make it, or always putting stuff in my way to stop things. It's been like that my whole career since the day I turned to boxing. But I just stay dedicated, I stay patient, and I stay driven, and I just keep swimming against the waves.
So when did boxing come into your life?
A friend of mine took me to the gym because I was always fighting. A community youth worker who was, you know, he took me to the gym because, oh, you're always fighting. Every time you come in, you've had a fight. Because where I live in Brixton, then I had to go to youth work in Kennington. And then literally I had to drive through Brixton, Loughborough Junction, etc., and there's like 5 different gangs I had to drive past to get there. And then people, those days it was the old 159 bus with no back doors. People, you'd see you in the bus, run on the bus and try to stab you or stuff. I tried to get into fights. So I was always fighting on my way there. And then this guy said to me, he said, you're always fighting. I want to introduce you to someone. So he took me to Flaxton Sports Centre and introduced me to a guy called Dillian Whyte. I started doing kickboxing and I liked it. It started to take my time up. So what happened was, the training was so hard, I was smashed all of the time. I was thinking, oh man, I got training again tomorrow or later this evening. So I stopped hanging out in the street. The street became less and less. And then train, fought, become a champion, and then it started becoming reality. Then I got to a stage now where I started to get to a decent level. So my coach sent me to a boxing gym to learn how to use my hands. Introduced me to a guy called Leroy Harris, boxing coach, and then started training. Then he took me to another guy called Chris Oko, who was a former cruiserweight champion. I remember I was training for 3 months, and then they go, oh, do you want to have a fight at one of our shows? And I said, oh, okay, yeah, all right, go on then. And then they was looking around for an opponent for me, and they couldn't find one. And then my coach would go, oh, there's a guy from Finchley ABC. I think he's had 3 fights with 3 knockouts or something. What do you think? And I said, I'll fight him. I don't mind. I don't mind. Look who do I know, that a guy ended up becoming Olympic gold medalist and unified world champion, Anthony Joshua. But I said, my coach said, well, he's had 3 fights. You ain't had none, and he's knocking everyone out. And I was like, well, I got a little bit annoyed that my coach said that. My coach said, oh, maybe he's a bit too good for you to. And I was like, so I got a little bit annoyed, but that's my mentality, that's my mindset. I was like, I'll fight anyone, anytime. And then eventually I talked him around to getting me to fight. We had the fight, I beat him, and then it just all sparked from there. Never give up. Whatever happens, never give up. I used to have fights when I was young. I used to lose. I used to go home and tell my dad. He used to give me a couple of slaps and say, go and fight again.
Is Deontay Wilder, is he scared or smart, do you think?
But the fight in me still thinks he's a coward.
We know you're a very open and honest man. We know a lot about your past, but what don't we know? I'm
just one of those guys. I'm very efficient. I'm very, very efficient with everything. I'm not fussed about most things, man. As long as my family and my kids is okay, and my dogs is cool, that's it. I'm not fussed about music, jewelry, cars. I'm not too fussed. I'm quiet. Do
you think you lead quite a simple life?
Yeah, I do. Just quite a straightforward. I believe as a world level athlete, it's very difficult to, some guys do it, but for me, I like to just keep it simple. I do my training, I go home, play my Xbox, see my kids, take my dog to the park, and that's it. That's literally what I do. That's literally what I do. I don't really do much. Just a simple life. Simple life is better.
So let's talk about the boxing. Let's talk about your career. You mentioned someone that we associate with you. Of course, I'm going to talk about before you were a pro, when you were an amateur, and when you were a pro, Anthony Joshua. But you did beat him as an amateur.
Yeah. We were both young, and it wasn't really a boxing fight. It was just a slugfest. It was just like, he was very proud. He was knocking people out. He was touted to be the next big thing, which he became. And I was just some random guy. This is the fight, he's in the full amateur kit. I just got black shorts on, and some head guard. Nothing did the match, but he was all coordinated and stuff. But we both doing well. We'll be forever linked to each other. He's the kind of guy that would like to fight another 3-4 times. It's just, anytime we fight, it's not going to be a boxing match. It's going to be a slugfest. And we might start off boxing the first 2 rounds, move around, do this, do that, and then it's just going to end up being a slugfest, and that's why it's going to be a great fight.
How do you look back on that fight? Because you almost had him in the second.
That fight, it was a strange fight. I look at that fight as a massive learning curve for me. I knew what I had to learn was the left hook, because Joshua's whole career, he's always open to the left hook. Even in the amateurs, until now, until then, he's still open to the left hook. Anyone who got a good left hook has a good chance of beating him.
Whyte in survival mode here already. The legs don't look good at all. And Joshua just grins at him. And Whyte is starting to come apart here already.
Whyte's got a hold. He's got a hold.
He's not doing it. He can't do it. He's still got nearly 45 seconds to get through here. Big swing and a miss from Whyte. Nice uppercut ripping in there. Whyte showing he's got a chin and a heart. But he can't fight like this for much longer. Can he even get through the first round?
Joshua's got a big smile on his face as he walks him down.
Can't miss him, can he? Whyte just swinging and hoping, and Joshua smirking at him with contempt. He's really had to dig in here. There was a good minute of a barrage he had to sustain and get through there. Can he hear that bell? That in itself will be an achievement.
It seems like he's got cleared some of the cobwebs. He got out of the round.
Okay. Well, that was Joshua hitting after the bell, and Whyte not having any of it. Whyte's lost control. Whyte has lost control completely. Whyte can certainly take a punch. And he shook Joshua. He shook Joshua.
Joshua's hurt.
Joshua's in big trouble. Massive turnaround here. Whyte going for it.
The rivalry though with AJ, I mean, he does seem to be a bit of a fan of yours now.
No,
It's kind of come around a bit.
It's mutual respect. I respect what he's doing, he respect what I'm doing, because he's got his ear to the ground in boxing, so everything that happens, he knows. He knows that I got no quit in me, and I just keep driving and keep fighting and keep pushing, and he can see it, and I respect him for what he's doing, you know?
It has been a bumpy road. Have you ever thought about giving up?
Yeah, there was times when I thought about giving up, but I remember what my dad always said to me, you know, never give up. Whatever happens, never give up, you know. I used to have fights when I was young. I used to lose. I used to go home and tell my dad, he used to give me a couple of slaps and say, go and fight again.
Really?
You know, yeah. You know, my dad said, never ever give up, you know. And it is what it is. It made me a very determined person, you know.
The Derek Chisora rivalry though, where do we start with that? Because when that table flipped, you didn't move.
Because I'm that kind of person where I won't start problem, but if someone started me, and that was, at that point I made the decision that if Derek Chisora throws this table and it hits me, I'm just gonna go all out and beat the stuff in out of him. And that's that point. Once he banged the table, I made the decision that this is my cue here to really get up and do a number on him. Because, you know, he started problem in the gloves or first, threw water in my face and everything. So I was already annoyed anyway from before. So, you know, he threw the water in my face, then he ran behind all the securities and stuff. He's a bit of a stupid guy though, because why would you do that? There's other people on the table, you know, he just do stupid things, but that's Derek Chisora.
Does it take much to annoy you?
It depends on what day it is and what mood I'm in, how tired I am. It depends on a few things, you know. Depends how close I am to the fight. You know, when I'm tired and hungry, I get annoyed quite easy.
It's a good job we made you eat before this.
Yeah. They had the food ready for me,
Good.
But no, I'm professional. If I got work to do, then I'll do the work. You know, I do the work. But I'm a cool person though. I'm usually laughing, cracking joke, messing about. You know, I'm not one of those guys that get super aggressive months before the fight. It's like, even backstage before the fights, I'm chilling, I'm laughing and cracking jokes. I'm warming up and chilling, laughing and cracking jokes. And when I'm about to walk, I just switch on. You know, but yeah, it just depends. It depends on who's saying it, what they're doing, what mood I'm in, what have I done, and stuff like that, you know, like anyone else, you know.
Eddie Hearn says you should fight Dillian Whyte. Will you do that if that's what it takes to get a fight with Joshua?
The thing about it, a king don't chase a peasant. King chase kings. I want Joshua.
Where you at, Wilder? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I'm ready! Let's get it, Deontay! Let's go!
You want to be world champion.
Definitely, that is the goal.
Is Deontay Wilder, is he scared or smart, do you think, not fighting
A bit
you?
both. I think he's a little bit worried because of my style and my toughness and resilience. And he's also being clever because where he's fighting me, it's funny because I manage myself, so I got to look at this situation with two heads. Me as the fighter, I'm angry, I've had the fights, I've paid the sanctioning fees, I've been number one, etc. So he's number two fighting before me, this and the other. But then me, the manager, looked at, okay, number two is an easier fight than me. He doesn't have to travel, he stays at home, he makes his money, there's Joshua fights in the background. So it's a business, I understand that, but the fighter in me still thinks he's a coward.
You've been waiting for a big fight, and now is your chance.
You're
fighting Joseph Parker.
It's a big fight. All credit and respect due to Parker. You know, this fight was never on the radar. Eddie called me and said, oh, Parker and Duco is looking for a fight. Are you interested? And I said to him, well, why are you wasting my time calling me when you know the answer to your question already? Make the fight and then tell me the terms. I've never said no to any fight before. Doesn't matter what stage of my career I'm in or whatever. You know, I've always said yes. So make the fight, tell me the terms, speak to my lawyers and etc. and then get the fight on. And then the fight, the first day was a bit like, we want this, we want that, we want this, we want that. And then the second day the fight was made. And like I said, massive respect to Parker and his team for coming back and taking such a dangerous fight and not taking a warm-up. It's a difficult one, but I want to knock him out. You know, knocking him out will send out a big statement. I believe I can knock him out. It just depends on what tactics they come with, and I'll be looking for it all night long.
So where does the journey end? Are we going to see Dillian Whyte, heavyweight world champion?
That's where it's going to end. You know, Dillian Whyte, heavyweight world champion in some massive fights, you know, and they definitely want to fight Joshua again. So, you know, we definitely want to fight him a couple more times, not just once.
How much is that dream on your mind?
You know, I think about it every day, but I try not to make it stress me out or pressure me, because you have to just, in life, you have to just try and just crack on. Because if you think about these things too much, it can become unnecessary hindrance. So I just try and I'm focused on it and I visualize it, but I try not to make it an issue. I just try and take every day as it comes, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or the week after. So I just try and just think, this is my plan, but my short-term goal is to get through today and then see what happens tomorrow. Get through today, plan for tomorrow, see what happens tomorrow. Get through today, plan for tomorrow, see what happens, you know. And that's just how I live my life, and just that's it, man.
I wish you the best of luck for Joseph Parker.
Thank you very much.
Dillian, the fans absolutely love it when you leave your dressing room and you start howling like a wolf. Give us your best one.
I can't just conjure it up on the spot.
It's great acoustic, come on.
I know. Wait, let's come back to that one.
I'll do it if you do it.
Okay, you go first.
No, you go
All
first.
Right. You go.
Oh, jeez. My career is going to be over. Okay. Oh. I sound like a whimpering dog.